It is a right for every Zambian to own land, but this is a fact that is not known by many. And as the country votes, the Zambia Land Alliance, a network of non-government organizations working for just land policies and laws that take into account the interests of the poor, has backed calls by the civil society for poverty reduction for the need to have Citizens' Manifesto incorporated in political party manifestos. Organization's Executive Director Nsama Chikolwa now explains the Alliance's mandate.
The Zambia Land Alliance is a network of civil society organizations that is working to promote pro-poor land policies and laws in various parts of the country. We work to also help the poor, to help them better understand the different laws that currently exist. Also try to help communities engage the different stakeholders, also engage the parliamentarians and other stakeholders to be able to engage with them on the different land issues that are currently facing in the communities where they live.
The organization is pro-poor, and it is for this reason that it is championing the Citizens' Manifesto to be incorporated in political party manifestos.
Zambia Land Alliance is a member of CSPR. They are partners with CSPR in trying at all costs to ensure that the voice of citizens is heard by other people in the country and by different stakeholders who can ensure that the concerns that are coming from citizens are addressed. We have been involved in the Citizens' Manifesto by sharing what communities are saying and providing opportunities for communities themselves to be able to express themselves on how they would like some of the political parties to address the challenges they face on a day-to-day basis.
The country has suffered major setbacks in the administration of land. Some citizens spoken to have highlighted what they want incorporated in political party manifestos when it comes to land.
When I live in me, I don't even have a plot. You see? It's really a big issue on the issue of the land. Because the way the land is being distributed in Zambia, no, it's a big problem. Because we find that you can get a piece of land. Tomorrow someone will come and say, no, this is my land. Maybe after 10 to 15 years, that's when he comes and say, no, this was my land. He will even produce the title deed. But by then, maybe we've already developed a structure. You see? So that's why I find most of the time we have problems with land. They should address it in the way that when they come into power, let the land be controlled by one institution. Because the way it is here in Zambia, you find that Ministry of Land, they control land. The council, they control land. These traditional leaders, they control land. So I find that it's very, very, very difficult. At least if you can only have one institution, their main purpose is just to control land. That if you buy a land, is where you go to get your title or to get your occupancy license. Not where I find you can buy land from traditional leaders. You can get land from the council. You can get land from Ministry of Lands. That's why we have a problem or confusion.
It should come to an end. Because if we keep giving land, I've seen a lot of plots that have been given. You can't even put a road in there's no road. You enter from this point, you can't go out. You know, doors are facing each other. You know, wall fences are not well planned. I think that should come to an end. This issue of cadres giving out land should come to an end. Whatever political party is coming into government, they should make sure that they tackle that. We should have well-planned homes and buildings being built. The council needs money. You know, the council needs money to be able to run the cities. So let these cadres not come in and start demarcating land because they feel they need to earn some bit of cash here and there.
For the poor, challenges they face in land acquisition are many and call for immediate interventions if all are to share the national cake equally. Mrs. Nsama further highlights more challenges in the sector.
There are a lot of challenges in Zambia that currently exist. As you know, we've got urban and rural areas. Most urban areas, you find people live in improvement areas or housing, stature housing areas, as well as just no more town areas. In most rural areas, we find that people live under customary tenure. Now, you find that some challenges may be similar, but others vary. In the case of customary tenure, you find that the biggest part of the population that live there are mostly farmers. They use their land for most of their livelihood activities. But they may, in most cases, be able to access land, but they do not have secure rights to land in most instances. Secondly, you find that they are affected by displacement in some cases, and they're also not able to show proof of their land, especially in the times of displacement. This becomes an issue. Maybe they have to be resettled. They also don't know sometimes how best to deal with some of the issue or grapple with some of the issues that they currently face. A good example is we're encouraging investment in the country, but you find that sometimes when areas of land are found, the communities living with these parcels of land. And what ends up happening, sometimes communities are not involved in the whole process of the land being alienated, and sometimes even when communities live there, there is no process in which we as Zambians or investors ensure that these communities actually asked their priorities. They are only asked when they have to be removed, and not on the process of when they actually get land. And sometimes they're not able to engage on some of the compensation packages if they're not happy.
The 1995 Lands Act vested all land in the President for and on behalf of the Zambian people. It provides that land may be administered under two tenure systems, statutory and customary tenure. While statutory land is administered in accordance with written laws by government officials, customary land is administered by traditional authorities based on unwritten and localized customary laws. On the other hand, customary land is more easily available to many poor and vulnerable groups of society. However, it is not well documented, and boundaries between chiefdom and individual customary landholders are not clear. The Zambia Land Alliance now proposes what it once incorporated in political party manifestos.
When we come to urban areas, I think we've seen a lot of land being taken over, illegal occupation of land, which has mushroomed over the years, and a lot of councils, their agencies are being revoked because some councils have also been involved in illegal land allocations, which has become a problem in the past, and which is a priority in terms of things that need to be dealt with. On a larger note, I think we also find that a lot of Zambians, especially those living in urban areas, are not able to access land unless they have significant amounts of money. Even now, when the councils are the ones giving land, you find that the cost of land has increased, and it's not even affordable for a majority of Zambians, especially in the approaches that are following to allocate this land, where they say first come, first serve, and you have to pay 20,000. Sometimes that money is not easy to come through, and people are given this information maybe 2 weeks or a week before this such process is about to take place. So you find that those who are accessing money are those who have got some sort of financial resources, and where still women and the youth and those who are disabled, persons living with disabilities, are left out and not able to access land.
It is hoped that the political parties will incorporate the citizens' views on land in their manifestos.